This thing is chunky but funky. Heavy boy. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day, and today we are checking out the HITIME XVX YK820. Now this keyboard is coming from HITIME, but it's also branded as an XVX. When I got it in the mail, it says XVX on it, so I guess HITIME is the store. I never heard of them, but this is a big chunky boy, and we got a lot to talk about with this keyboard because at $79.99, it's a little crazy. Let's run over some specs. This is a sturdy aluminum alloy gaming keyboard, so it is like all aluminum. That's where all the weight is coming from. It's a 75% keyboard, and it's got a sparkling mirror tempered glass back right there. That's something that you see in keyboards that you have to build yourself or pay a lot more than $79.99 for. It has a dual mod knob and indicator lights. The knob serves two functions: for volume up and down and mute, and if you hold down function and you press the little button in the middle, the red button, then that helps you change all the lighting fixtures on this keyboard. It has gasket mounting, and it's got a lot of foam in this keyboard to give it its distinct sound and feel. Now, as far as that gasket mounting is concerned, I played around with it and I could barely tell that this thing is gasket mounted. There's like hardly any flex in this keyboard. It is fully hot swappable, and it comes with creamy purple linear switches. They kind of resemble those blueberry switches that were in the Magic Refiner keyboard that I reviewed, but they're calling them linear purple switches here. And it is fully hot swappable with 3-pin and 5-pin switches. So if you're not a fan of these switches, you can switch them out for pretty much anything that you want. And if you're not a fan of these keycaps, I'm not a fan of them. I can't stand them. I can't wait to get these things off of here. You can replace it with any keycap set you want because you got south-facing LEDs. So cherry profile is welcome here. And going back to that gasket structure, it has 5 layers of padding, 5. So you won't have to do any mods to this keyboard when you pick it up. So let's go ahead and look at the back of this keyboard. As you can see right here, it's got that little glass mirror that's kind of smudged up. It's kind of hard for me to keep it clean, but you can see it right there. That gives it this nice heft. This is a heavy keyboard, the heaviest keyboard that I ever owned. And right here you have your USB-C port. This is only a wired keyboard, and you got your switch to switch between Windows and Mac. Also on the back, you got 4 rubber feet to stop this thing from sliding off of your desk, but it does not have any height adjustment, which is kind of crazy to me considering the price that you're paying for it, but it does sit at an angle, so that should help you out. Now, some of you might have noticed this and some of you might have not, but this keyboard highly resembles the Leobog High 75 keyboard, the customizable keyboard. It's got the same little red button. The only thing that's missing is the logo, and it's a aluminum build, but I don't think that High 75 has the mirrored plate on the back. So with that being said, I heard that you cannot remove this knob because this knob has 2 functions. You twist it to turn the volume up and down, and you push it to mute. Those are 2 separate mechanics. And then the same thing when you hold down function and press the button, that serves as you're cycling through your RGB. So If for some reason you pick this up and you're not happy with it, you say you want to take some foam out, you want to add a tape mod or something like that, good luck, because I don't think this thing comes off. I seen another YouTuber, Louis Toe, he had the Leo Bog version and he could not get this off. All right, so now let's talk about what you get in the box when you pick this thing up. Well, of course, you get the keyboard. That along with the keyboard, you get your USB-C cable, you get your keycap and your switch puller, you get a couple of extra purple switches, and that's pretty much the ball game right there. The boxing is not that impressive, but then again, I really don't care what a box looks like, just as long as the product in the box is fantastic. And I think this keyboard is pretty fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, let's take a listen at how these stabilizers sound right out of the box. So the stabilizers on this thing sounds really good out of the box. Don't need any tuning on your end. And the RGB is pretty good too. Let's take a look at the RGB now. The RGB is pretty cool. You got a lot of different features for your RGB. This is a solid keyboard. I really do like it a lot. And you have to think the aluminum build, all of the padding will have to lend to the sound of typing on this thing. Let's take a listen to the typing test and you can get your own thoughts on it. Patty cake, I'm just kidding. So this is the HITIME XVX YK820 75% keyboard. I also forgot to mention that they say it is software compatible. I guess you can get it from the XVX site. I haven't tried the software out yet. A little hesitant of putting that kind of stuff on my computer. I don't see why I would need it. I don't really set up macros or anything like that, but I just want to throw it out there. This is a solid keyboard for $79.99. This is something that you would expect to see out of your custom builds or the higher end keyboards being made out of all aluminum, having the little glass mirror back. This is definitely high quality. The only knock that I can give this thing are these awful keycaps. I hate side printed keycaps. You might like it. good for you. But I do not like side printed keycaps. They just, and it's not a typing problem because I pretty much know where all the keys are. It's just aesthetically not pleasing to me. So on a rating from 1 to 10, what would I give this nice little keyboard? I think I'm gonna have to give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. The half knock, the keycaps. I just can't get over the keycaps. I do not like the keycaps. And it's only wired, so you can't do Bluetooth, you can't do 2.4 gigahertz. I think 9.5 out of 10 is a fair score for this thing. It's a pretty solid build. I really like it. No complaints on my end other than the keycaps, but the beauty of this is that you can replace the keycaps as you see fit and replace the switches as you see fit. Those two things are not permanent, so you can get rid of them along the line if you like. If you're a fan of linear switches, I think you'll like these purple linear switches. They are great and they're a joy to type on. So I don't see myself changing the switches out anytime soon, but these keycaps gotta go. They just gotta go. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you want to check this out on Amazon. $79.99 overall. It's a little bit more than what I would typically spend on a keyboard, but from what I'm seeing, I think this thing is worth probably a little bit more than $79.99 just because of the construction alone, and it's a joy to type on. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor and give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. It's absolutely free and it really helps me out and it helps out the channel. So please consider it. And we'll see you in the next video. I've been doing a lot of keyboards lately, but I promise I'm going to start doing some trackballs. But I've been getting a lot of keyboards that I wanted to get out to you guys so you can check it out. This is one you should definitely consider. I really do like this keyboard a lot, except for the keycaps. All right, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000G. Now that's more like it.